Welcome to part Deux. We're excited to talk with you guys today about what we've got. We were, as part of our Denzel Dad-zel Father's Day retrospective, we were doing a deep dive on some Denzel movies where he, played a role of a father, and He Got Game was definitely one we wanted to revisit. So glad to bring that to you. Unfortunately, we did have some audio issues, so a bit of an echo chamber. I was using the mic in tandem with some other recording, and you'll see. But we'll get that sorted out for next week, so stick around. And without further ado, part Deux.
Well, as I said earlier, it wasn't what I expected. I thought it was I don't know. There was a stream of movies during that period of time where just kids in the hood and that sort of thing, and how the drama was how they kill each other and that sort of thing. But this anyway. What surprised me was Spike Lee looked like he was trying to make art with this. I mean, you mentioned the magical realism at the very end. Where he throws the ball in the prison, and it lands. Theoretically, it lands on the court where his son is. But it was, and it was more than I expected. It had bigger themes than I was expecting to see.
Great answer.
I'm gonna be really honest. I didn't think it was great. I'm not like, guys, Ray Allen can't act, and everyone pretended he was, and he was not great. I thought Mila Djokovic, terrible. I was like, the only person who could act in that entire movie was Denzel, and everyone just is like acting, sort of doing something else around him. I was kind of like, it's a Spike Lee joint that's not great.
I will say, I do think as a non-actor, he held his own surprisingly well, I thought, against Denzel.
Yeah, I think he was better than, but I was like, an actor probably would have been better. And I don't know why he needed to be able to play basketball, because you see him play basketball in the film like a few times, but like they could have made that with movie magic.
Could they?
That's the question. Would there have been an actor who could have played? I mean, Denzel was
Denzel could play. So there are actors I feel like who can at least shoot a hoop. Make it look believable. My thing was Denzel was shooting with two hands in the beginning, and I was like, oh no.
She's critiquing the form of it.
Because it was backed against Ray Allen, who was, he had the right follow through, and Denzel was shooting with two hands, and I was like, no, that's not. He didn't teach him.
So that's right.
I liked it. I thought that I don't know how big it was in the UK, because I guess basketball things wouldn't be as huge.
Yeah.
So I but actually, even though it was a sports film, it was actually, the main thing was about the father-son dynamic, wasn't it? And about the family, which I thought was really good. I actually really liked it. I thought the acting was good.
Spike Lee was flexing a little in that he was like, I've got Jordan making a cameo. I've got all these like basketball stars, and like everyone was showing up just to be like, oh yeah, Jesus, yeah, he got game. You know what I mean? Like
the soundtrack as well, because it wasn't just all the typical kind of hip hop, but you had this kind of amazing like classical music through it. Made it really. It was kind of like quite jarring, but quite amazing, very cinematic.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Which is why I think it was like elevated to like Boys in the Hood. It felt, and I think that's probably why it gave you that feeling of an art film, Dad, because it I think even the soundtrack felt more elevated in a way.
Yeah. I think the soundtrack. I was surprised by the soundtrack. I mean, they had hip hop at the beginning and at the end, but in the middle, it could have been a movie about. A Roman hero or something like that. It could have been so many different things. Yeah. But it was about the hero's journey and all of that stuff.
Yeah. The Mijovic character was needed because that showed him. I know he did sleep with her, but almost he was like parenting her in a way to try and get her out of it.
Yeah.
So it was just another avenue for him to be a mentor to someone else and give another line for the character.
He slept with her and paid her. I don't think that was parenting. And if it was bad parenting. I think she gave Denzel a sense of heart and like...
Oh, because otherwise he's just murdered his wife.
He just murdered his wife and is like a bad parent. But like because he has this like pseudo relationship with her, you see he is like capable of love.
Yeah.
But it also, the other thing is all the relationships were transactional. And that was something that was really played up by the son. Yes. So the whole idea that Denzel would interact with her, if the transaction, I guess in that movie, all those characters had purely transactional relationships.
I think he does well. I think he lives up to his kind of expectations, and he becomes a successful sportsman more than what he already is.
I think he maybe has education too, because I think that the education was important to his mom, right? So I think he maybe did well in basketball and got a really good education at this college.
Yeah, I agree.
I also do not think Denzel got out of jail. I think Denzel is
a sequel.
I think sequel.
Sequel.
I think reboot. I don't think it could be a sequel, but I will play the game on sequel.
We were thinking it'd be really obvious, but you could have She Got Game.
Which my suggestion is, what if it's like it has nothing to do with she, and the difference is it's like he gets into the NBA, he gets into the league, and he like loses his way. He doesn't take care of his sister. He doesn't like do all the right things. And then his father gets out of jail and has to like help him re-find his way, which again is that like father-son, but instead the tables have turned a little bit.
Yeah.
And like now the father is the good person.
Yes.
The first thing I thought of about the movie was it was completely out of date because of how they've changed the recruiting rules in colleges.
Yes.
So, a school will come to a kid and say, we can get you a $1 million
we'll get you paid
NIL deal, at any time. So that's one. I thought it was out of date. Therefore, if there were a sequel or anything, it would have to be much different.
Yeah. So what if we did a sequel and maybe he has a daughter who is a basketball player? We're thinking it could be pretty timely with the rise of the popularity of the NBA and WNBA. Yes,
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark for college. Yeah, the NIL. So that we had the same kind of thought. I think that could be kind of cool. And how is his parenting, his fathering different than his father's?
I want like another showdown, like the basketball game at the end where she's like, I am your daughter, I'll prove it to you. You know what I mean? Like, I'll beat you or whatever.
Well, I was thinking like, if we're not going to have, well, the question is Denzel coming back?
Is he going to do it again?
Because apparently he said he doesn't want to do a sequel to it when Spike Lee was asked about the 25-year anniversary.
I did not know that.
Never does sequels, but then he did the Equalizer 2 and 3.
Yeah.
No, so I was thinking, so why don't he, so maybe it's still Jesus is, I don't know how old he'll be, but maybe he's having to make a decision about something or choosing something. And maybe it's the daughter that's the one that's like the Denzel character that's maybe this wayward character or something, and it's her trying to do something to influence him. I don't know what kind of decisions these like basketball players have in their like 40s. Right. Maybe she's like, someone said, maybe she's not into sports and she can get a really good place at like an elite university if she can persuade her dad to coach the basketball team.
I was thinking it also has to be like, it has to be like a great school, like one of the best schools in the world. Like, I don't know, like maybe Brown. I don't know. I'm just throwing
famous for their
something like a school like Ivy League. The Brown basketball coach when I was there was Michelle Obama's brother.
So would it kind of start with her like going to admissions and they're like talking her through, and then they're like, the thing is, we're going to give you a spot, but you have to do this.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so good.
You've got 1 week.
Yeah.
But maybe she's estranged from the dad. So that's
she has to be, yes.
I like
so then she just like rocks up and she's like, I'm coming to see you for a week. And he's like, why?
I think it's She Got Game.
I agree. She got game.
It just sounds
But they got game.
Well, it could be.
Maybe it's We Got Game.
Yeah, we got game.
Oh.
Right.
I mean, the other thing if you say she got game, you can say the next game. Like
She's
that
got,
could
yes,
be
yeah,
a
she's got
You got
game.
game.
The next
game.
Ray Allen.
I
I think you could argue Ray Allen.
honestly.
Honestly.
He's
Well,
won
Denzel's doing okay.
He's won
He
two
won two NBA
championships,
championships, right?
And
And he arguably had the greatest shot of all time in the final.
According to Wikipedia, he is one of the greatest three-point shooters of all time and held the record for most three-pointers in a career until 2021. It's definitely Denzel. It's like Denzel is like one of the greatest actors of our generation.
Wait a minute.
Let me rephrase that. Of mom and dad's generation.
Ray Allen.
I wonder if Denzel doesn't. And maybe
I think he'll make a cameo because I think he respects Spike Lee. I think he enjoyed working with Ray Allen. He doesn't want to put his all into it, but he'll be there during some sort of end of the end of the movie when she's doing well. He's just gonna be in the audience or something, or greet her when she comes off the court or something.
Any thoughts on who would play the daughter?
Oh, would you go for a basketball player? A non-actor?
That's
Oh.
interesting.
Zendaya. I want Zendaya in every single movie from now on.
I'm in. She's just like
She has the muscle tone.
That was the same thing people said about Steph Curry.
Look at him now, you know?
So she
So
could
she
be
could be
the
the Steph Curry of the WNBA.
Angel
Reese. We could cast Angel Reese.
Another
non-actor. That's the thing. Do we want a non-actor or do we want an actor?
We can't have anyone else against Ray Allen because Ray Allen cannot act himself out of
Two non-actors just like
a
high school play. Like,
this is terrible.
maybe what's his name, Hill for Booker. It's already well because it has a female lead.
Yeah.
It's a female sport and that female athlete.
Okay.
I think it also could be like make what's his name marry a white woman and have like a biracial child, and then there could be some questions around race as part of that too.
Maybe like a disparity between pay and benefits of being in the WNBA versus the NBA.
Also, the coach wouldn't make any money either, or not much money. And so Ray Allen could push back and say, not for that, not for that. And then she'll say, but daddy, you have to do it for me, you know?
Yeah,
so
I like that.
SZA?
She's
that's good.
Yeah, we're going to see her on Sunday.
Oh yeah, we're seeing her on Sunday.
Wow.
You are?
Someone's
very jealous right now.
very jealous. Yeah, so we were thinking she might be good, especially if there's like a female lead, you know, maybe.
No, I agree. I think that's perfect.
Maybe
Man.
J. Cole on there too.
Oh yeah,
I also said J. Cole because he is a hooper. He's a rapper with two dreams. You know what I'm saying?
He could play the agent.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're black, I'm white, this is green. When making a business decision, the only color that matters, Jesus, is green.
I think Johnny Drama could play like one of the coaches of the like teams that's trying to like he could do the John Turturro role where he's like, listen, girl, I can hook you up. I got you everything you need here. You know, we can do it here for you. We don't need your dad. That kind of thing.
Spike's done that with some of his work, his previous work, where he's
revisited it as a series.
No, I think film.
Film.
Okay.
Film.
I honestly agree. I think it's
better
suited as a film.
Because also you can't really. There's not a lot of episodes. You know what I mean?
Denzel.
We're bringing
Denzel back.
He's
still in prison, but
and even if it's at the end, just to make a cameo, I'm still here. They got game, but I'm still here.
I feel like it has to be true Spike Lee. So some of the stuff we were talking about, like the kind of dramatic music that maybe is unexpected but adds an element of art. I also really love the kind of like vignettes or portraits that he does, where like there's a voiceover talking, but then they zoom in and it's just like a portrait of Jesus or the basketball team. Like I love that. I love that style. So I feel like that definitely, for me to go see it, I would want it to feel that way again.
Yeah, I agree. I think it has to be Spike.
Okay.
I would think also you need I think one thing I did like with the film is like the athletic cameos, and I think you need that again to like really demonstrate you understand and get the sport.
I thought that the dynamic between Denzel and Jesus was pretty important. I mean, Denzel wanted him to succeed and be great, and he shared what he knew to help him do that, but he couldn't turn it off or tone it down. And that dynamic, and he probably didn't. He didn't feel good about himself either. So whatever that dynamic is, I think it really needs to play out again somehow.
Yeah. Well, that was a great conversation. Just as a quick recap for those who are listening in, as what we were envisioning for our sequel to He Got Game, we're calling it She Got Game. We're focusing on the Jesus Shuttlesworth character's daughter as she navigates either trying to get into college on an NIL contract, or she's graduated college after having played basketball and is trying to get into the league. In order to take that next step, essentially she needs to cash in on the Shuttlesworth name, which she hadn't been willing to do up to that point. And so she calls on Jesus, and it's kind of the same role that Denzel had in He Got Game. She calls on her father in this case to do what he can to make her life a little bit easier. So yeah, excited that we were able to chat about that, and I thought it was a really great conversation and a lot of great ideas. Wanted to thank my parents for joining. My mom was calling in from a hotel room with some spotty Wi-Fi, so it was great to have her there. And my dad, it was one of his first times using Zoom, so we were glad that it was able to work out well with him. Wanted to thank my brother and my brother-in-law, Jordan and Tom, calling in from London. So working out on the timing with that, it was a little bit complicated. So I just wanted to thank everyone for joining the call and having this retrospective for Father's Day. It was really important that we had everyone be able to join us, and I also want to thank you, the viewers at home. Without you, what's the point? I'm only doing this for you. So you better recognize. No, but I want to thank you for listening, and I love you. Part 2!